Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, we're going to kind of introduce Node.js and we're going to figure out what it is. We've talked about it before, but we're really going to kind of dive in and figure out exactly what it is. So first off, let's go ahead and CD into week 8, because that's where we are, and then we are going to make a readme.md, and then we're going to open that up and take our notes inside of our readme. So Node.js. We have two questions about Node.js. What is it? And why do we care? So what is Node.js? Node.js is basically a runtime that allows JavaScript to run in a server instead of just a browser. That's basically what it is. Without Node, there would be no JavaScript running anywhere except for a browser, so JavaScript would only ever be front-end code. Back before Node, we had to use something else for the back end, like PHP or Python or Java, or there's a variety of other things, Lua. But now that we have Node, we can use JavaScript for the front end and the back end, as well as many other applications. You can use Node for a lot of different things as well. So why do we care? We care because we can now run JS everywhere. That's awesome. This means we can do full-stack web development with a single language JavaScript. It means that I can teach you web development, full-stack web development, in a single semester for at least the basics of it, when previously there's no way that would be possible because you would have to learn at least 2 languages. Now you can learn 1 and be good to go. JavaScript is also the most popular programming language in the world, with the most jobs using it. Let's look at a source. This is from freedcocamp.org. Tools and technology is the most commonly used programming languages. This is analyzing the Stack Overflow survey, and the one I wanted to highlight is the most commonly used programming language is JavaScript, 69.7%. So 70% of developers use JavaScript. 70% of developers use JavaScript. That's insane. That is so much more than everything else. Also, the most loved programming languages, number 2 is TypeScript. Now, we're not getting into TypeScript, but TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that basically takes away the dynamic typing and makes it so that you define what types your variables are. And also, the programming language developers want to learn next is JavaScript. Number 2, JavaScript. JavaScript is so high up on there on everybody's radar. Now, there's a lot of hate for JavaScript online from the old school developers because it's got a lot of idiosyncrasies to it. It's got a lot of strange things about it, but there's no denying that this is where the learning is right now. This is where the demand is, JavaScript. You need a ton of JavaScript developers. Most of this is just simply due to the fact that so much has happened to push things online. You've got such a huge boom of everything is online, all these different websites, all these startups. Everything needs an online presence. Plus the fact that with Node and with React and with React Native and all the other type things like that, you can develop mobile applications using JavaScript and all kinds of stuff. So JavaScript is huge. This is another huge reason that we're using JavaScript. Also, Node.js is the most popular framework in the world. And a couple final notes. Don't get hung up on a single language or framework. I'm teaching you JavaScript. This whole course is about JavaScript. You're going to learn JavaScript, but don't get hung up on a single language. Things change extremely quickly in the world of technology, so it's very likely that you'll end up using a wide variety of technologies and languages. The first language I learned when I was learning to program was indeed JavaScript. I love it. It kind of grew on me, and I've loved it ever since. However, I've picked up a wide variety of other languages along the way and used each of them in a variety of different ways, depending on my job, depending on what I was doing, but also depending on what I wanted to learn and things I enjoy. So don't get hung up on a single language. The concepts of programming are going to transfer from one language to the next. Let's say you start with JavaScript, you can pick up Python really easily. All you have to do is learn the Python syntax, because the hard parts of programming, the concepts, will transfer from one language to the next to the next. You just got to learn the syntax. You'll be able to pick up a lot of other languages very, very quickly because you understand those concepts. In this video, we talked about Node.js and what it is, and why we care. We also talked about why you shouldn't get hung up on a single language or a single framework because so many things change. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to help. Thanks.